topic, the reinforcement learning. As we know, the reinforcement learning is a kind of the machine learning, uh, where we will try to learn something from the followed by the two important aspect. As we know, that is a reward and penalty. So before starting this topic, just I can take the concept in simple way, then you can understand. A reinforcement learning, the learning where we have the two options. That option will determine that you, after learning some approach, you will get the two things. Either you can get the award or reward, or you can get the penalty. Just like a game. So while playing a game, you have the two options. Either you can win or you can lose. Okay. So from this perspective, we will try to understand the reinforcement learning. So from this point, I can ask a simple question. Everyone just like to play the games, okay? And while playing the game over the mobile, or while playing the game over the laptop, or any kind of the computing device, so you will find that after applying the some strategy, after applying the some policies, and after applying the some rules and regulation, you have the two options. Either you can win or you can lose. So same thing we will understand, sir, concept over here, that is reinforcement learning. So for a betterment, I have just written over here some theoretical portion over here, only the notes purpose, then you can understand. So reinforcement learning basically is a feedback mechanism kind of system. Why I'm saying it is feedback mechanism system? Because after applying the some rules and regulation on the particular learning approach, either you are winning or lose. So what is the feedback you are getting? So based on your input, based on your data, you are getting the reward or penalty. So that is to be done by over here in the reinforcement learning. But overall, the point we need to keep in mind, there are some environment, there are some values, there are some rules, there are some regulations, there are some policies. So there are lots of the terms we have over here, and we will see step by step. Don't worry. So if you're getting the positive feedback, it means you are getting the rewarded, or you are getting the rewarded means you are looking for the positive feedback. But you are getting the negative feedback, it means you are going to the penalty, or you are getting the penalties. This simple way. So after applying the some rule and regulations, so what is the action you are getting? So that action will determine your award or penalty. So that is a portion. From this portion, we will understand the concept. And reinforcement learning basically use a concept that is a agent-based learning. Sometimes people are just confused about this topic. So what is mean by the agent-based learning? No, agent-based learning means in the artificial intelligence, agent-based learning means we have some agent where they are working as a role play. Okay, and what are the action that is to be performed by the certain agent, and on the environment following by the some policies, and that is to be also known as the agent based learning. And that from that concept we have a reinforcement learning. So reinforcement learning is not a new concept, it is totally inspired by the agent based learning from the artificial intelligence. And the point you have to keep in mind here, everything we will try to solve that would be into form of the sequential manner. So reinforcement learning will always solve the specific type of the problem where the decision making is making in form of the sequential, and goal will have the long term. And game playing is roboting arm is the best example. So this is the point. So what is the actual definition in terms of the machine learning we are looking for over here? The reinforcement learning is a type of the machine learning method where an intelligent agent. Now question comes in our mind, what is intelligent agent? Intelligent agent, I was speaking about, that is a agent based learning. So the all the agent will be treated as a user or maybe the computer program. But in the machine learning we have, so we will say the intelligent agent could be the computer program that interact with the environment. So what is environment? So environment means the place or area where they have to apply the rule and regulation. So there is some platform where we can apply the some policy, some rule and regulation. So that is known as the environment. So don't worry, I will tell you each and every step by step. And from the environment, after applying the some policy and rule and regulation, if you try to learn something, and that is to be done by the our reinforcement learning. So reinforcement learning, you can understand, please keep in mind, it is not a new concept, it is an old concept which is inspired by the agent based learning from the artificial intelligence. So question we have, how a robotic dog learn a movement of his arm is an example of the reinforcement learning. So that is the point. From this point you have to keep in mind, if we have a robotic dog arm, okay, so a robotic dog, so robotic dog, how the movement can do. So if it is moving from the left side, right side, upside, down side, okay, so what is the navigation which is to be performed by the robotic dog arm, and that is to be done by the our learning approach, that is to be done by the our learning approach, and we will see this concept in the reinforcement learning. Okay, so the fundamental part of the reinforcement learning is clear. It means how we are understanding and from where we try to understand the reinforcement learning. So concept is clear. Any doubt you have, please you can ask me right now. Yes, tell me. Yes, tell me any doubts so far?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, good. So this example I have taken over here. So this is totally example which is written over here in theoretical. So I'm just focusing on this example right now. The image is visible. Just tell me, because theory of such image is written into previous slide. So I'm just need to explain only the this image only. Can you able to see this image right now? Is it visible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So the environment, it means we are talking about the maze. A maze, you know. Any doubt to about the maze, MHID? Everyone knows to this part right now. Maze is what? This is a place where we can move from any direction, but there's no guarantee we will move into the right direction or not. So we have to apply some rule and regulation. So we will move into the right direction to move out or to come out from this particular maze only. And this is the kind of the game we have played. So agent is basically here what? That is a robot. So robot is just try to apply some rule and regulation, perform some actions. So he is moving into the left side, right side. Okay. So from this position, definitely the robot can move out from the particular maze, and that is the thing. If he is stuck into the such a maze, then what is, he is just after some times, okay, we are giving the sometimes 1 hour 2 hours, so within the 1 or 2 hour the robot is not able to move out from the environment of this maze, we can say that is what he is losing the game, or we can say he is just we are imposing the penalty, and that is a, we can say, negative feedback falling by the particular robot. But in a specific given time period, the robot is moving out from the particular maze, so we can say he is rewarded. The state we can say over here, that is to be identified by two portion, two part. One is two parts, a reward and we can say penalty. So that is to be identified the state, and this process again will go for the as per the requirement. So again, now I'm going to the theoretical portion, just what we have written over here. So suppose there is an AI agent, that is artificial intelligence agent, present within a maze environment, and his goal is to find the diamond. So where you can see over here, suppose we need to find some diamond over here inside the maze. So within the given of the period, he is able to find or not. So that is the point. That is the point. So the agent interact with the environment, and by performing some actions. So some actions mean I'm talking about the his movement. It could be the left side or right side, or not upside downside is not possible, but left or right side we can say. And based on those actions, the state of the agent get changed, and this can also receive a reward or penalty as a feedback, as I told you. Okay, this is totally written over here. So this is the point. From this point we need to keep in mind, and this is a learning of the our reinforcement learning. So I'm repeating once again, if the agent, that is the robot agent, is able to find uh, the given diamond from the maze within the given period of the time period, we can say, so he's awarded or he just get the reward, else we can say he lost the game, or we can say we get the penalty will be imposed. It is just kind of the example, playing the game over the laptop or mobile, you can say within the given period of time, if you are beat to the you are or you're defeated by the some other opponents, or you are defeating to the other opponents within the time periods, okay, so definitely you will be awarded, else you will lose the games. That is the point we have over here. So reinforcement learning is totally inspired by the our important word we have, I'm repeating once again, that is agent based learning, or we can say that is a game. So main application we are focusing on to just understand the game strategy. So reinforcement learning with the help of the machine learning is applicable to provide the better strategy to win the game, because everyone as a user, as a machine, always looking for the rewarding point. So that is the point. So as I told you, what are the various terms in the reinforcement learning we will use? So those are the agent. That is a agent means an entity that can perceive or explore the environment and act upon it. That is the point you have to keep in mind. The agent. Environment. Environment means the situation or platform or the area where the agent will be present, and it is to be used by the reinforcement learning to that is the we are doing something in the randomness, and that is also known as a stochastic environment. An action, we can say action means the actions are moves taken by the agent with the environment. So within the environment, what is the action which is to be taken by the agent? That is the point we have to keep in mind. That is action, and based on the action, the state of the agent will be decided. So next we have the state. So state is the situation that is to be written by the environment after the each action taken by the agent. It is just like example. Suppose we have a hurdle in a wall. A wall is a hurdle, and if the agent or the machine or just a toy which is try to cross the hurdle, that will not be possible because we have the wall, and the wall cannot be crossed by the simple toy. So that is a state we have to keep in mind. So action, what is action he is or the toy is taking. So that is to be identified over here. So state, and it is just like example over here. The state means based on the situation, what is the information which is to be stored by the agent in terms of some value. Okay, that is a point you have to keep in mind, because if the toy or the agent is try to move to same direction, then it will keep the some information based on the its stored information. It can easily identify. No, again, repetition can be avoided. That is reason. So state will be required to some states. So reward is a feedback that is to be written by the agent from the environment to evaluate the action of the agent. So that is the point we have to keep in mind. As I am speaking once again. And policy means policy is basically strategy. As I told you, strategy, rules, regulations. So all those are recognized over here. The policy. So in the reinforcement learning, I'm remembering the word over here in the reinforcement learning. We always focus to get the optimum policy. Suppose you are getting the optimum policy, you are focusing on the optimum policy, it means you are looking for the positive feedback or you're looking for the reward side. So policy is a strategy that is to be applied by an agent for the next action. What is the next action to be done by the based on the current state? So the current state we have, that is we are standing in front of the wall. So we can move either left or right. So that is only the option. Or we can move back. So there are only the three next step would be. Okay, so that is an example. So value is expected long-term return with the discount factor or the opposite to the short-term reward. See, this is a value which is to be generated by the various actions to be performed by the agent. And based on this parameter, we will decide what is the next action which is to be performed by our agent. So the value is also important point. And Q value is basically similar to the value, and this q value basically is also known as the um, see, if you remember the q value, then q value basically just require the some important factor or parameter on which the action will be taken, and this is totally inspired by the our dynamic programming concept. I'm remembering over here, that is a q learning. So Q-learning is totally inspired by the dynamic programming, where we have to apply the, just like example, if you remember the 8-pin problems. If you remember the ADA, that is a ADA subject, then we have studied the 8 queens problem. So same approach we are will use over here, and so it is a, we can say it is updated value of the Q that is to be inspired by the dynamic programming. So while learning the approach, we have the various direction, we have the various movement. So which direction we can take or where we can move. So it is, this concept is totally inspired by the dynamic programming from the ADA. If you remember the data structure and algorithmic and data algorithmic steps. So where we have the queue, where we have the queen column, and from inspired that algorithm, we have a concept that is known as the Q learning. So Q learning is basically determining that you have the some values which is to be determine the appropriate result towards the your next action. That is a key value. So key value is not an option, but it is a mandatory part where we have to use the certain decision with the proper justification. So these are the various terms we have: the agent, environment, action, state, reward, policy, values, and key value. So these are the various terms we have to keep in mind as we have remember the some terms. If you remember the about different concepts so far, we have seen about the supervised and unsupervised learning. So here we have also need to look at the some other concept, some other terms over here. So those are the agent, environment, action, state, reward, policy, value, and key value. Reward could be negative, so that can be identified as a penalty. So that is the point people are required to keep in. Okay, so this point is clear. So far, the introductory part about the reinforcement learning is clear. What is mean by the reinforcement learning, and where we can use the reinforcement learning, and what is mean by the various terms. Those are we have over here. Is clear? Or anything you want to ask, please you can ask me right now. Yes, tell me.
Clear, sir.
Okay. So from this point, I have not started or I have not touched the part of your syllabus, but before that, we have so many concepts. So I'm clearing, I'm just clearing find the all those concepts before starting the syllabus. Very frankly speaking, just listen. Here you have remembered the some term that is a Markov decision process. Those who are involved in the reinforcement learning and those who have heard about the term Markov decision process. So Markov decision process itself is a reinforcement learning kind of the problem. So before starting the reinforcement learning as per your syllabus, where they have introduced just idea about the passive reinforcement learning and active reinforcement learning. So before that, we need to understand some important terms over here. So I'm just focusing on those part right now, and that is a good thing. I'm just focusing. Fundamental part must be clear. So Markov decision process is basically a term that is a point we have to keep in mind, which is written over here in a simple way, a shortened way, MDP. So MDP is used to formalize the reinforcement learning problem, and this is saying to us when the environment is completely observable. Okay, when the environment is completely observable, then dynamic can be modeled as a Markov process. The point you people are required to keep in mind, when the environment, what the environment we have that is completely observable. It means we are observing the environment by our current problem. Then dynamic can be modeled. Dynamic means the decision or the thing you are looking for, that is the should be dynamic model as a Markov process. So what is a Markov process? I will tell you. Just let us understand the first MDP term. So MDB is basically the agent constantly interact with the environment, and that is necessary. The relationship between the agent and environment should be clear. And the perform the some action, and at each and every action, the environment respond and generate the new state. Then this point you can understand by the simple way, just like this one. When you are looking for when you are in a state, okay. So I can just explain this step right now by the my simple example. Suppose yeah, suppose you are on the state one, okay, and when you are on the state one, then you are just moving from one state to another state. It means there are some action which are to be performed by the state one. So here what we have, here we have the action one, that is A1. Okay, this is the point. So that is the point you have to keep in mind when you are having the multiple state, or when you are moved to one state to another state. Then what is the response which are to be generated by the our environment. So this is just like example, when you are having the hurdle, then you can move from left side, right side, or back side only. So that is the three state could be, and based on these three states, you will take your action, and that action to be managed by the environment. So that is the point. So this is already described by the our new important term over here, that is MDB. So MDB, I'm speaking about the Markov decision process. So here I'm discussing about the Markov decision process, and here point we have to keep in mind, the environment is an observable environment, and here we have to take some decision dynamically. So what is the decision you are taking? The process we are having, that is to be known by the Markov. And from this point, if you remember my diagram where I describe about the various kind of the uh, learning, that is supervised unsupervised learning. If you remember the diagram where we have written the word that is the hidden Markov model. So hidden Markov model is proposed by the Markov mathematician. So based on that model, completely inspired by the story, we have the process over here, that is the Markov decision process. So from the Markov decision process into us, you need to take the decision dynamically as per the observable environment, and then you can change your one state to another state following by the some action, and that is to be stored or recorded by the over this process, and that is we have the MDB like this one. Okay. So this image is clear. This image is visible to all. The environment, action, agent, state, and reward. Just tell me this image is visible.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so from this point, you can understand we have the environment where agent will communicate by the actions. Okay, and environment will give the state and reward. So just like this example, I'm remembering if you're moving from one place to another place. So now you are on the your city. Now you are in your city. Then you are moving from one place to another place. So what is the state you are moving? So it means after applying the some action, that is moving, we can say moving is kind of action, then your state will be changed from one state to another state, then another state to third state. Uh, we will change ourselves again. So that what we are doing, we are changing our state. Like we were on the road, and then now we are on the train, and now after training, sorry, after the train movement, or after the departure of the train on the appropriate or over a destination station, then we again move to back to the on the road. So that is what we are changing the our state, and during this period we will get the some award and penalty. That is the point. So overall, the conclusion of the reinforcement learning, it just lies on the these three or four important parameters. Those are the environment, action, agent, state, and reward. These are the important points. But overall, the conclusion is saying to us over here, if you're looking for all these points, all these terms, then environment cannot be run without the policy, because you don't know, the agent don't know the policies, and how can follow the environment. So environment is a platform or area, a place where you can apply the your policy to manage the environment. So agent can manage the environment based on the one condition, that is a policy. The policy is only the important point we have to keep in mind. And from this point, we can have the multiple policy, we can have the various policy. So which policy I must take over here, that is known as the optimum policy. So from the reinforcement learning type is saying to us, when looking for the passive reinforcement learning or active reinforcement learning, so what kind of the learning we are following, so with towards that learning, that you need to choose the optimum policy. So that is the point we have over here. So we will see this part right now over here. Don't worry, but let us understand this part right now to clear the more detail about the MDP, that is the Markov decision process. So from this point, I have written over here, Markov decision process is used to describe the environment for the reinforcement learning, and almost all the reinforcement learning problem can be formalized using the MDPs. That is the reason we are using the Markov decision process. So Markov decision process is the main important concept to understand the reinforcement learning in detailed manner. So how we can understand and how we can define? So NDP and MDP can contain the four important elements, just like a tuple we have over here. So here we have the S means we're talking about the finite state. A is a finite actions. PA, that is a probability. Okay, probability of the actions. RA means rewarded received after the transitions from one state to another state, and on applying the action. So these are the four important components we have to keep in mind. So that is a point. But inside the Markov decision process will take a property that is known as the Markov property. Just like example of the database management system, where you are just trying to run a database management system, then some properties will be applicable there. So without the property and some concept is nothing. So over here we can say the MDP is our Markov decision process model. So where the some property will be applicable. So for understanding the better way about the MDP, you must use the Markov property. So let us understand what is a Markov property. So Markov property I have written over here. As I told you into the previous slide, when you are moving from one state to another state by applying the action A1, then this transition from S1 to S2, you are moving, or we can say you are moving from current state to the future action, and nothing has been changed into the past action. Okay, nothing has been changed into the past action, or nothing is depend on the past action. So this is a Markov property. So Markov property is saying to us, you are on the current state, and on the basis of the current state you are trying to move current to future state. Then nothing will be changed into the our past state, and we are not, our current state is not depend on the past state, suppose, or future state is not depend on the past state. Then what you are doing, you are moving from one state to another state following by some action, and that is to be identified by a Markov property. And this can be written as simple way: the current state transition does not depend on any past action or state. Hence MDP, that is the Markov decision process, is in the RL problem, that is a reinforcement learning problem, that satisfy the Markov properties. That is the point you have to keep in mind. Just like example of the chess game, while playing the chess game, okay. So what is the current state you have? Based on the current state, you will decide the next movement of your next movement of your um, the the different pawn you have. Okay, so based on your different pawn can move from the one block to another block, one square to another block on the chessboard. So that is to be depend upon your that is depend upon your current state. What is the past action you have taken doesn't mean, because you can't roll back your past action. That is reason. So we can say the Markov property is totally inspired by the our gaming, just like over here. So Markov property we have to keep in mind. And finite MDP is saying to us, there's the other terms we have, that is finite MDP is where there we have the finite number of the states and finite rewards and finite action. So when we have the endless or numberless, so we can say the state or rewards and action, then we can apply the finite NDP. But finite NDP will not be successful because you are bound by the some rule and regulation. So based on the current situation, you have to apply the Markov property. So I suggest to use the Markov property followed by the MDP, that is the Markov decision process. And what is the process we are using? Because we have the n number of the states, okay, and S1, S2, and so on, so up to ST and SN. So based on these various states, you are just trying to apply the various actions, or you are just your based on your various action, your state is transiting from one state to another state. What you're doing, you are following the Markov process. So Markov process will use to take the decision. So we have a term MDP, that is Markov decision process. That is the reason people use this concept right now, and everything will be done dynamically, just like the playing the chess. Suppose suddenly opponent will take the decision, then based on the decision of our current state of the opponent, we will take the our we will change our movement. So first I was planning, okay, I will move this pawn to this block to this block. Suddenly, no. Based on the decision, based on the dynamic nature, I need to change. No, no, I should not use. I should not move this pawn. I need to move this pawn from this point to this point. That is the point we have over here. The Markov process. So Markov process basically especially used in the dynamic nature. So that is the reason we have the MDP. And from inspired from this concept, we have to implement such concept into the our reinforcement learning problem. That is a Markov decision process. That is the reason we are using. See, all these are the theoretically, I'm speaking once again, but all these theoretically are really implemented into the real life situation as well. Just like the playing the cricket as well. Just like I'm remembering, suppose opponent is just bowling to you. So based on the bowling action, you will take your decision what the game you want to play. You want to play the defend, you want to play the head, you want to play the other kind of the shot as well. So based on the bowling action of the bowler, you will take the decision. So that is the Markov process you are following. So Markov property is saying to us, when you are just moving one action to another, one state to another state, based on the action, then you are not looking for the previous, or we can say the past action or past state. you will look for the current state, and based on the current state, you will looking for the future state. That is the point. And this step will be going to the iterative process. So definitely in the markup precision process will take the lots of the time to perform the any task in perfect manner. So this is the point. Okay. So this point is clear where we can apply the markup precision process. Okay, just tell me, speak fast
Excuse
over
me,
here,
sir.
please. Yes, tell me.
Sir, we have done with our project review, so we have just joined the class.
Okay, thank you. Come back. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so just let me inform you all to once again. So far, we have discussed what is mean by the reinforcement learning and where we can apply the reinforcement learning. And this is the image which shows what are the various terms we have to use for to learn the reinforcement learning. And here we have the various terms. And I told you the agent, environment, action, state, reward, policy, values. These are the important terms we have to keep in mind because every parts are required. Market decision process, I am speaking once again over here in summarized way. When you are looking for you are just moving from one state to another state based on the some action without depending on the previous state, then you are looking for the current state or future state. Then what you are doing the market decision process, and this decision will be taken by the current action. That is a dynamic, and that is a markup decision process. And here we have the point we have discussed, and what are the various elements which are to be used by our MDB. That is the finite state, finite actions, okay, reward received, and the probability of the our this uh, actions, what the action we are doing. Okay, so based on this parameter, we have the Markov property, finite MDP, and Markov process. Okay, so far any doubt? Please tell me right now. Yes,
No,
so
sir.
far. Okay. So before telling to all the people right now, can you tell me what is happening over here with this image? Can you tell me before starting the new point over here? Just let me know what is happening over here. Can anyone tell me? Can anyone can guess what is happening over here? Anyone can speak over here, no problem. Or no idea about the picture, so just say yes or no, so I can explain.
No idea.
Okay. See you. Okay. So you can observe over here S0, S1, S2. These are our states. A0, A1 are our actions. Can we say? Can we say these are the actions? Based on the actions, we are having the some values which are generated by the our environment. So we are keeping all the information over here. That is the actions value. Okay. From one action to I'm just moving from S0 to S2 by applying the A0 action. Okay, so you can say we have the 0.5. You can observe over here, and two other values are displaying over here. That is plus 5 and minus 1. These values are determining that after applying a certain action, you are having the penalty or you are having the reward. The plus 5 saying to us you are awarded by the plus 5 value, or here we have the minus 1. It means you are penalty by the minus 1 value. So if I allow this state, or if I following this state or this action, then you may lose or penalty. You may lose your information or by imposing the penalty, or you can get the some award. So this is a just simple diagram. This diagram is totally inspired by the Markov decision process where we have. So here, what is the problem we have to over here? So the point we have called, I have written over here. What are the required actions, required elements to solve the RL problem? So from understanding this point, we have the sequential decision problem. So everything is not sequential over here. That you can observe over here. Just I'm speaking once again over. So everything is not in the sequential way. you can see everything is observable and non-deterministic way. Action we are having the S0 to S1 we can move. S0 to S1 we are not moving directly, or there may be some other approach we are moving back to the S1 to S0. So there are lots of actions, lots of the information we have. From this parameter, we can say what are the important elements we have to use. So we have only the three important elements you have to keep in mind: state, action, and its reward and award. Okay, or we can say penalty. These are the three important elements which are required to manage our reinforcement learning problem. So I'm not going to the its unnecessary theoretical portion as I told you previously. See, MDB captures the fully observable non-deterministic environment. So this point we have already discussed. So I'm not touching this part once again. But the problem you have to keep in mind where the agent can have the various states and can choose any action of the set of the actions, and such types of problem are called the sequential decision problem. But sequential decision problem is not a solution. This is our biggest problem because there is no guarantee everything going into the sequential manner. Sometimes the structure of the problem can be in sequential way. So when we have the non-sequential decision problem, then at the time how you can say, then at the time the NDP, that is the Markov decision problem, Markov decision process will be applicable, and that is the reason I told you before starting the this slide. So before starting this slide, as I told you about the MDP, so I will not touch more detail about the MDP. So MDP means I'm speaking once again Markov decision process where the information of the environment is observable, as I told you, and where we have the some actions, where we have the states. From this point, we need to understand this concept right now. So what are the required element to solve the RL problem? As I told you, sequential decision problem cannot be sorted out the simple way because everything what we have that is not no guarantee we are following into the sequential manner. We can have the non-sequential decision problem, and then at the time how we can manage. At the time the MDP play important role. That is the reason only. But from this point, you people are required to keep in mind optimum policy we have to opt properly. Okay, so there are this part is not your syllabus, but I'm speaking here. Optimum policy criteria selection, we have the different thing. So the value evaluation, the model selection, these are the some important factor by which we have to use the optimal policy. From this perspective, after this point, the cautions we have in our mind as an introductory part, what is mean by the passive and active reinforcement learning. So how do we compare the two? So far we have seen the reinforcement learning introductory part, but here we have the term that is which is determining that is the we have the two type of the learning, that is the active and passive reinforcement learning. I'm talking about the reinforcement learning, not the two type of the various kind of learning. I'm talking about the passive and active reinforcement learning. So if talking about the passive reinforcement learning, then agent's policy, the point you have to keep in mind, the agent policy is fixed. It means the once policy is defined, policy is designed, that is to be fixed. Okay, it means we will not change in between the any other policy. But the active is saying to us, agent need to decide the what to do on the based on the current state of the environment. That is a no fixed policy we will do up. So in the active RL, that is we have the I can write over here. In the passive reinforcement learning, agent policy is fixed. That is a keyword you have to keep in mind. Keywords you have to keep in mind properly. Agent's policy is fixed. While in the case of the active reinforcement learning, agent need to decide what to do. There is no fixed policy. Okay. So when we have no fixed policy and decision we are taking, so what we are doing, we are following the active reinforcement learning. Real example I can take over here. Suppose you want to play the chess, you want to play the game, you want to play any kind of the game. So based on the current situation, you will take the decision. So that is what, that is the active reinforcement learning. And passive reinforcement learning, that is a predefined. So we have to follow all the steps as it is. We can't do anything changes. Just like example, if you remember the some games where we are playing the oldest game. So we are playing the some oldest games, some rules which are already defined, then we can't change as our demand. we have to follow the rules as we have decided. But this is the big problem. So in the current environment, today's environment, what the games we are playing over the mobile and over the internet, of course, these are the best example for the active reinforcement learning. So that is the point we have to do this one over here. And that is the two type of the learning. One is the passive and active. And in more detail, I can speak over here. The goal of the passive reinforcement learning agent is to execute the fixed policy, that is sequence of the actions, and evaluate it while that of an active reinforcement learning agent is to act the and learn the optimum policy. And that was I was speaking about again. In active reinforcement learning, agent is to act and learn an optimal policy. So what is our objective to learn the reinforcement learning properly? We have to use the optimum policy as per the current situation, and that is to be done by the reinforcement learning. So from this point, reinforcement learning is introduced because you can use the learning from the various way, active or passive, but where the reinforcement learning play important role. So from this perspective, I can say from this point, reinforcement learning play important role where we are following the active reinforcement learning. So agent will try to sort out the problem by the dynamic nature, and with the help of the dynamic nature, what the agent will do, agent will take the optimal policy. So that is the reason. So what are the common active passive reinforcement learning technique? So from this point, your syllabus is started from this point. In your syllabus, from this point, the concept is started. So far, the previous part is not decided, but I have discussed the theoretical part right now over here because what are the various terms we have to use. So before describing each and everything, I must need to explain all these things. So I have explained over here. So now let us understand what are the various active and passive reinforcement learning techniques. So starting from the various part over here. So first I'm choosing the passive learning. So as we know, the passive learning means the algorithm, the policy we have decided to the environment that is fixed policy we have to use. So we are using the fixed policy in the passive learning and nothing else basically. So the point you people are now keep in mind here we have some numerical portion. Then how we are getting all these values, I will tell you. Don't worry. So, as a goal of the agent is to evaluate the how good an optimal policy is. The agent need to learn the expected utility. That is the point. Please keep in mind expected utility, and that is to be identified by the U pi inside the bracket we have the S. This pi means is saying to us you are just looking for the optimum policy on the expected utility, and this S is the state. Okay, so this can be done by the with three different way. So let us understand our first part right now. Direct utility estimation. This direct utility estimation is a kind of the approach inside the passive reinforcement learning. So without giving the much detail, I'm just explaining this concept right now in simple way. You will be able to see this image, right? Are you able to do this diagram or some calculation over here? Are you able to see this diagram or compute some calculation over here? Just tell me right now. Direct utility estimation, we have this image, this numerical portion, and we have a simple numerical. Is it visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So please focus on this point right now. So in the direct utility estimation, that is a DUE. In some terms, in the short way, most of the people will ask this question or this method in simple way. So what is saying to us? Just listen carefully over here. The summary part I'm speaking, then I will tell you the numerical portion. Don't worry. This is a method which is an example of the passive learning. Okay, this is the example of the passive learning reinforcement learning. So in this case, agent execute the sequence of trials. Agent execute the sequence of the trials or runs, or that is a sequence of the state actions transitions that continues until the agent reach the terminal state. So what is the trial runs mean? It means the actions which are to be performed by the various state and actions. Okay, and we have started our first position to the last position, what we have achieved, that is to be kept by over here and in form of sequence, and that is known as the sequence of trials or runs. Okay, and each trials gives a simple value and agent estimate the utility based. I'm repeating once again, and the agent estimate the utility based on the sample value, and that can be calculated to the running average of the sample value. And the main drawback, so I'm just coming on the drawback. So before telling the drawback, just let me move over here. Here we have a matrix that is a 4 by 3. This matrix we have the 4 by 3. This matrix we have the 4 by 3. Now is it visible to all right now? Yes. Yes, tell me. This is visible to all? Yes, tell me right now. This is visible to all?
Yes.
Okay, so please focus on this example right now. What is the direct utility estimation is saying to us? For your betterment, I will use my mouse pointer to explain the concept right now. We were on the first point, that is a 1 1. So here, what is the if I'm moving, we are on the our initial level, that is a 1.11. Okay, so as if I'm moving from this point to this point, it means what I'm doing right now, I'm just moving one state to another state. So what is the action value we have? That is inside negative 0 point minus 0.04. Now is it visible to all right now? Is it visible? Tell me yes or no. Yes, tell me.
Yes, sir.
Then you are moving from, see, this column is 1 1, then 1 2, and 1 2 to 1 3 you are moving. Then again you are having action values, that is a minus 0.04. Same thing, 1.32 or 1,32. You are moving from again 1,2 again back. Okay, so this is the point. Again you are coming back over here. This is another actions. Okay, this is the point you people are required to keep in mind. And now again you are backing 1,2 to 1,3. So it means you are changing your state. So each and every time your states or your actions will keep the information. So we have over here. Now when you are moving 1, 3 to 2, 3, 2, 3. So when you are moving from 2, 3, just like this one to this one, then you are having some value that is in the inside negative 0.04. And 3 to 3 we have, then we are moving this one, then it means we are getting the value, some action value minus 0.04. It could be any value, don't worry. And at the last, the green portion plus 1 is saying to over here, that is you are rewarded. It means you have gone to the right position. It means you are getting the rewarding. So 4, 3, that is you are moving from 3, 3 to 4, 3. It means now you are rewarded by the plus 1. As per the diagram, we are moving from these steps right now. Okay, so the total reward starting is at 0.72. It means we are moving from the 1,1. So the total rewarding starting will be at 1,1 would be the 0.72. Can anyone tell me how much? So how we are getting this value 0.72? Can anyone tell me how you are getting all these values 0.72? From this observation, what you are getting? Can anyone tell me? Yes, tell me. Can anyone tell me? Yes, tell me. Anyone who have any idea just how we are getting the values, please tell me. All these 0.0 minus 0.04, all these are the estimated values. Okay, so these are the estimated value of the actions, and we are using the observed reward to go for 111. So now how we are getting all these values 0.72? Can anyone tell me?
So basically the addition of all those values minus 0.04 5 times
Adding all estimated values.
7 times like minus 0.04 add that one, like basically addition of all those values, arithmetic sum.
Yeah, so this is good. So ultimate you are getting the award. So plus one we have over here, and what is the actions we are taking over here? So 0.04 we are getting the 7 times. So if I multiply my 0.04 7 times, then we will get the 0.28 something like this one value. So after what we need to subtract this value because we have the positive value. So if I'm removing 1.0, I'm subtracting 0.28, and how much time? 0.04 7 times. So after subtracting this value, after adding all these value, all these negative value, after adding all these negative 0.04 value and subtracting from this value, that is a plus 1, so we will get the 0.72. This is the value. This value is known as the observed reward to go for 1, 1. So as an initial level, you have chosen the first point, that is the 1, 1. Instead of this one, you can start your position from 1, 2. So if I'm starting this point from 1, 2, so the other two samples we can observe over here, and there could be the many observation. But here I'm writing over here only two observations, so 1, 2 and so on and so. So total we will get 0.76. And from the same initial point, I'm just choosing a different path. So what I'm getting the 0.84. So as per the various path, or by this approach, by this method, I can have the many way. So I need to just check what is the what is the information I'm getting. So from this matrix I can have the many path as per the my direction of the arrow you can observe over here. But if I'm not moving, there's no guarantee I can move on to the reward side. There will be some chance where I can observe to the penalty side. There may be some chance. So here, but I'm just according to solutions, according to this problem, I'm just moving on to the positive direction, so no issue. So now come back to the my critical portion right now over here about the utility estimation. So what is saying to each and every time you have to trial or you have to run something. So what is run means the connection, the sequence of the state actions and the transitions from initial point to the end point. End point is what? That is your negative feedback or positive feedback point. So what we have the penalty or reward. So but we are moving on the reward side, no issue. Now next come to the point right now. So the main drawback of is that to method to wrong assumption. There is no guarantee if you are using this passive learning direct utility estimation method. There's no guarantee I will get the correct assumption. So there could be the make assumption in terms of wrong, and that state utilities are independent, while in reality they are Markovian. Markovian is they're following the Markov decision process model. So also it's also slow to the convergence. That is the reason there is no guarantee we are making the correct assumptions, and due to this reason we can have the slow convergence. So that is a drawback. And to remove such a drawback, what we have a active reinforcement learning. So active reinforcement learning will introduce when we have the drawback in the our passive reinforcement learning. So as per your curriculum, so we have a direct utility estimation, and in this method we have to make the sequence of the our trials or runs from starting to the end position. So we have like this one. So from this point, you can also observe over here if I'm choosing the 1, 2, so I'm getting the two different sequences over here. So total I'm getting the 0.76, and how I'm getting so 0.04 times, and that is 0.24 would be, and that is to be subtracted by our positive b, that is a plus 1. So we will get the 0.076, and this is what this is the observed reward to with go for the 1, 2, and next I'm getting the 0.84. Okay, so direct utility estimation keep the running average of the observed reward to go each state. So for example, state 1 comma 2, we are getting the two values. So 0.76 plus 0.84, and that is to be if I'm doing all its averaging, so I'm getting the 0.8. So as the number of the trial goes to infinity, the sample average convergence for the true utility we will have. So this is a theoretical portion, but into the examination, numerical will not be asked. So I have shared this numerical over here to understand the its theoretical portion. So what is theoretical portion? A theoretical portion is saying to us the agent execute the sequence of the trials or runs, that is sequence of the instructions, transitions that continue until the agent reaches the terminal state. So what is terminal state? There are only the two terminal states. What is one is a plus one and minus one. So here we are moving on the plus one. It means we are looking for the reward position. So the thing we are going through, that is known as the object reward to go 1 comma 2 1 comma 1. Okay. So the problem, as I told you, the problem is we have. Yes, okay. So the problem with the DAG utility, as I told you, it has a slow convergence, and to avoid the such thing, we have to follow the our Bellman equation. This is the formula, and this formula is determining the neighborings are depend on the states, and that is it. So we will see this part into the our adaptive, uh, active learning, reinforcement learning, and that is our adaptive reinforcement learning, and that is an example of the active reinforcement learning. So that is part we will see to the next part. So see here, what is the portion? Yes. So dependence on the advantage, as we have seen, observe over here. Suppose you're starting from the this initial level. Suppose you know the state 3 comma 3. You know the state 3 comma 3. That is 3 comma 3 would be this one, 3 comma 3. You know the state that it has the high probability. So we are having the this point. And suppose you are at the 3 comma 2. So now you are at the 3 comma 2. So the Bellman equations would be able to tell you that 3 comma 2 is likely to have the high probability because 3 comma 3 is a neighbor. But direct estimate and utility, or direct estimate utility, or we can say direct utility estimation method cannot tell you until the end of the trial. That is reason. But in the Bellman, this can be done by the our formula or our method that is known as the Bellman. This is a thing which is to be identified by the Bellman equation. So with the help of the Bellman equation, we can find this point. Bellman equation says to us, you are on this point right now. You are on this point. Then we will say you have the high dependence. So remember that each blank state has our reward value, that is a 0 point, negative 0.04. So if I'm putting all these values, I'm at the 3 comma 2, and 3 comma 3 is also having the high utility. So I can say we are also having the high utility, and due to the Bellman equations. Why? Because it just keep the dependence on the neighboring states. With the help of this formula, we can see. But there is a drawback. It contains a slow convergence, so we will see this concept. We will not focus this concept detailed manner, because again, if I need to touch this method detailed manner, so I just need to go into the deeply part of the mathematics. So I'm not going to deeply part of the mathematics to emulate these equations. Just let me explain this idea by simple matter. The Bellman equations would able to tell why, because with the help of this formula is saying to us, if you are having the any cell in our matrix that is falling by the high utility, so its neighbor cell would be the high utility. That is the point you have to keep in mind. And rest of the blank point are containing the its some reward value that is a 0 point in the negative 0.04. That is the point. While it has a drawback, as I told you this point. So this is a back utility estimation. And from this perspective, we can say the reinforcement learning, when you try to play the game, then you have been observed this thing in the real life situation. When you just close to win the game, it means now you are having the high probability. So there may be some chance you can win the game because now you have the good probability. So it means you have the high probability to win the game based on this parameter. It means now you are close to the particular game to win the game. It means now you are able to win the game. That is the reason we have also seen this kind of situation, the real life situation as well. So that utility estimation is basically a simple method which describes the sequence of the trial, and based on this parameter, we need to calculate its value. And from calculating this value, we have to justify its averaging. What is the averaging estimating we are getting? It's a running average, we can say. And if we are as a number of the trial goes to the infinity, we can make the any kind of sequence, and from that portion we can get the its infinity sequences. So infinity number of the or number of the infinity sequences, we can determine which one is better. But due to this approach, we are having the low convergence. And if you're having the low convergence, why? Because it does not exploit the fact utility of the states that are not independent. So it focuses on the dependent things, and that is the reason. We are having the passive learning over here. But in the case of the active learning, reinforcement learning, decision or dynamic approach will be taken. So dependency will be removed from that portion, and that can be understood by our new method that is known as the uh, adaptive reinforcement learning. Okay, so this equation can be modified by the that portion because from this equation is saying to us the every states what we have and every information we are having just nearby. So everything is depend on each other. Just like this example over here, so 3, 3 is our high utility state. Then 3, 2 would be also our high state, high utility state. That is the reason over here. But in the DU we can't say, but our equation of the Bellman equations we are finding over here that can say this one. But that is not easily find out by the direct estimation utility concept. So we can say over here we have to evaluate each and everything from the starting. So we have calculated each and everything from the 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, and 1, 2, 1, 3, and then 2, 3, then 3, 3, and then we have moved into the that portion. That is the reason. So in the DEE2 or DAC estimation utility, we have to calculate each and everything properly. That is the reason. Okay, so this is the point.